There we go. What is going on, YT? We are just getting started with an Amazon FBA Q&A. As always, Tiki Talk Live right here answering the questions. What's up? What up, Sheep? Good to see you, bro. My other product still no prime shipping. Contacted Amazon multiple time. Internal team. All they said was they see the demand. They will disperse inventory. No, that's wild. I don't think I've ever seen that, Jimmy. I think that's a pretty unique situation. Hey, Luke, back again. What's good, Drew? Good to see you. If I'm in tier 2 of the group, can I upgrade to tier 3 or am I locked in? No, you're never locked in. So like if you just get the mentorship, no product selection, you can choose to get product selection whenever you want, Georgios. So no, you're not locked into anything. The only thing that you're locked into is having lifetime access of the program. My theory for low conversion is because of low reviews. It's a high ticket product. You're going to have a lower conversion rate on a higher ticket product. So that is normal. Like it'll be, if you can achieve it, that's amazing. But it's less often where you'll get like a 30, 40+% conversion rate. Depending on what high ticket means to you. You might have told me before, but sorry, I forget if you did. If you're talking like 150 plus, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to get those high conversion rate numbers. But reviews is almost, especially in the beginning when you have like sub 30 reviews is almost always the reason. I made a TikTok about it too. If we do FBA, they normally disperse inventory automatically. It's not FBM. I'll check out that video. But yeah, man, I think it's a really unique situation because I don't think I've seen that happen before. I've seen it a delay. That's why I was telling you to wait. But hi, I'm planning to sell flashcards for kids. Is it crazy to start with 1,000 decks? Like 1,000 card deck or 1,000 units? Yes, you should not start with 1,000 units. But if you're talking about like in one product, there's 1,000 cards, I don't think that's bad. Happy Friday, brother Taj, one of the AMZ Masterclass student. Hey, Taj, real quick. Let me ask you, bro. Maybe you haven't launched a product, so maybe this might be contextual, but you went through the PPC sections in the AMZ Masterclass, right? Hopefully he's still in here. Should I be scared of tariffs? I'm going to get to that right now. He said, yes, sir. Okay, Taz, I know you haven't launched a product, so maybe some of it is foreign to you. If it's foreign, let me know. Or answer me this, and feel free to answer honestly if the answer is no. Is the PPC Masterclass the most in-depth guide on PPC ads that you have seen on the internet? Again, won't hurt my feelings if you say no, brother. But I want your honest answer, whether you think that based on all of the information that's in there, if you think it is the best guide on PPC that you have seen. All right, now back to the tariffs. Saria, should I be scared of the tariffs? The tariffs have been a non-factor in my business. People are like, what are you talking about? How is that even possible? So I used to pay anywhere from like, let me actually backtrack. You don't pay the tariff cost to your manufacturer. You pay it with the shipping because it's the freight forwarder, assuming they're doing DDP, who is going to handle those tariff costs. Okay. So previously I would pay $1.50 per kilogram on my shipments. This is pre-tariffs. Do you want to know what I pay on my shipments per kilogram now? Anywhere from 50 cents to 90 cents a kilogram. I pay less for shipping now with the tariffs than I did before the tariffs ever came into place. Should I be worried about the tariffs? No. It is the boogeyman. I don't know if Taz is still in here. Taz, let me know, brother. I enrolled in Vine. Only 2 people claimed. I thought it would be a quick thing. No, it could take up to like 4 weeks. What number of reviews do you see an uptick in conversion? 100 plus? You're going to see an uptick in conversion at every level, every review level that you increase. Taz, I think the only thing I see from you is, but I say that as a good thing, it was very in-depth. But going back to the reviews, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, from 30 to 40, from 40 to 50, from 50 to 60, from 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90, not 90 to 100, you will see an increase in your conversion rate. I enrolled. I answered that. What do you think? What do you when you find a good market, but the numbers just don't make sense from a profitability standpoint? Next product. I'd still try to make the product work on the back end, but he says it was 10 out of 10. Sorry, I got bad service. No worries. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes TikTok like mutes certain comments. So if you guys ever think that I didn't answer one of your questions, it's because I literally don't see it on my screen. Because I do go line by line. Nah, bro, it's been 4 months. Only East Coast has Prime shipping. Everything Central is West 7 days. That is wild. Yes, in one product because manufacturer's minimum order is 1,000 and very cheap. No, I would never order 1,000 units of a test run order. You don't have any proof of concept on your product to go ordering 1,000 units. I was recently talking to somebody and they were advised to place an order of 1,100 units, and that product didn't sell the way that they were told it would sell. And they're sitting there stuck with so many units. So no, I would not. If you want to be successful on Amazon, should most of your time be spent just on product research? Is anything more important? Yeah, optimizations and PPC, product development. I think product research is easy. Like once you find a product, you really don't need to do more product research until you're ready to go launch another product. It's the things on the back end that make the business successful. I've got products at 18 reviews and 37 average 3.5 stars. Nice. Curious, Drew, because it's kind of hard to gauge it like this because they're 2 different products. But do you see a better conversion rate with the one with 37? Sometimes it's not always the case because maybe the one with 18 is the listing is better, the product or the differentiator is better. But I'm just curious if we were going to put a blanket answer on it, if you do see a difference. It's BS, man. I can't even determine if this is a product is good. I would have one option for you, bro, but like even in my head thinking of this option, I don't think it's going to be the solution. But like at this point, I would try everything. No need to spam. I'm going to get to everyone's question. Spamming doesn't make me get to the question any faster. So what I would do, I really don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to just throw it out there. What I would do is Download something called a category listing report. What you should do is look up a video, because I don't have videos on TikTok on this one, how to create a variation, with a flat file on Amazon, okay? It's gonna walk you through the process of getting something called the category listing report. Download that for your products. Make sure that all the information is correct, especially your product ID. That's going to be one of the most important parts of this. Once you have that all saved and ready, delete your product listing. Even if you do FBA, this is okay because Amazon stores all of the data on the back end. So if you delete a product, your inventory is not going to go away, assuming you do the category listing part correctly. So that's a big key. Delete your listing. Wait 24 hours. This is considered a hard reset into Amazon's system. After the 24 hours, re-upload the category listing report by selecting add a product and then add product via file upload. And it's going to give you the option to input that Excel sheet that you downloaded with your product and then give it maybe 15 minutes or so, and your product will appear back in your inventory. That is usually for like listing edit issues, like trying to like a title's not changing or images aren't changing, but it is considered a hard reset. I would give that a try. Just got my seller's permit today, going to open my bank account, then sign up for AMZ Seller Central. Let's go, Taz. How to find brands, distributors. I don't do wholesale. I contact manufacturers because I create my own brands, but Google is a very powerful tool. It is actually the most powerful tool. Even ChatGPT, you look up, how do I find brand distributors? Give me brand distributors or wholesalers for this brand. Quite easy. That's a shame. This product crushed all criteria, but for some reason the math ain't mathin'. Keep negotiating, sheep, with your suppliers. Shake my head. TikTok's bugging. I was following you before. Now it says I'm not. Yeah, that happens sometimes, but thank you for the follow again, Motion. Conversion has increased on the 37 reviews, but overall the 18 review product is much higher in conversion. Nice. Yeah, like I said, 2 different products. It's kind of hard to put a blanket answer on it. Hi, Luke. Do we need a GS1 US product ID? Is that different from an FNSKU? You use the GS1 code to create your listing, and then once your listing is created is where you get your FNSKU. Idris, thank you for the follow. On rate, it's a better quality product. Makes sense. So you can see manufacturers of other sellers' products. Technically in the back end, yes, but like how we set it up on Amazon is I'll list my brand as the manufacturer. I've just always done it that way. Okay, let me try. I'll keep you updated. I don't know if it will help, but worth a try. Yeah, and like I said, I don't think it's going to be the solution, but at this point, bro, might as well try everything. Is trademark needed even if I want to sell private label plastic spoons? It's not needed, but it is recommended. A trademark not only protects your brand name, it gives you access to the Vine program, it gives you access to A+ content, it gives you access to 2 different ad types, gives you access to very important reports if you're serious about scaling your Amazon business. So I always recommend a trademark. And they won't disperse it until they see demand in the West. That really shouldn't even be a thing, bro. even got like 15 sales and nothing dispersed. Yeah, that is weird. You can use Vine even with generic. You have to be brand registered to do it, Drew. Yeah, Amazon support bugging. Amazon support is the worst. Their support actually wrong. I don't think so. Let's fact check this. I'm 99.9% sure that you have to be brand registered. Like, I enrolled 3 products in Vine without brand registry. Did you do a workaround? I literally just recorded a video on TikTok and was showing the Vine dashboard. Okay, yeah. So there are some workarounds to doing it. Amazon themselves on their Vine site does show that you have to be brand registered. For kids, items like shoes or clothes, do I need safety certificate? Yes, but I would never sell kids clothes or shoes. Terrible market to go into. Trademark takes forever. Can I sell while waiting for it and still have those ad benefits? You don't have to have a trademark fully filed. You just need to have a registration number to file for brand registry. Yeah, that's why I made that TikTok video. Even that, I don't know if it's gonna make it actually happen for you. You have to mainly copy the nation and type it is. What? Trademarks take forever. I answered that. I've made $140 so far. TikTok affiliate. I'm 17. You think if I stick with it, I can make a living? I think if you stick with anything and put in the work, it's possible, brother. Congratulations to you. Keep hustling. My recommendation is pump out 5 to 7 videos a day. You're 17 too, so it's not like you got much responsibility, I would assume. Maybe I'm wrong, but oh yeah, no, I just let people know I hate Amazon support. Yeah, they are the worst. Any wholesale accounts you're willing to share? I don't do wholesale, Ben. Number 1. Number 2, wholesale's the worst. No, bro, I do private label. I create my own brands. Show, thank you for sharing the live. Can you split out 100% of your time? Can you split out 100% of your time should be spent on working on a product, please? Wait, what do you mean by that, Show? Can you give split out of 100%? Yeah, what do you mean by that, Show? Mainly copy the instant intro will locate your product and allow you to submit to Vine. I need to look into that more. Do it off live. Are you talking about like how would I split my time, Show, or what do you mean? Yeah, Drew, I need to look into that because I don't have a brand that's not brand registered. But on Amazon's official Vine site, enroll your brand, If you're the rights owner for an eligible brand, enroll in brand registry. Or it has to be given by the rights owner to assign you brand registry or reseller selling role. Step 2 in the process, sell.amazon.com/tools/vine. How would you split your time? It's like 10% product research, 15% something else. You just allocate all of your time towards the task that's right in front of you. You're not going to do everything at the same time. So in the beginning, I would focus on product research, and then I would focus on product development, and then I would focus on manufacturers and negotiating and all of that. If you were athletic, that's a crazy diss. I think I am pretty athletic, but used to play football, used to run track, qualified, almost qualified, actually. Almost isn't good enough for state in long jumping and martial arts. Probably Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I like my brain. I used to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and I like my brain, so I don't want to get punched in the head. What do you sell on Amazon, brother? All types of products, home and kitchen, office products, baby products, toys, toys. I already said toys and games. Office products, health and household products, home decor products. What do you sell? I answered that. What's needed for brand registry? To have a pending trademark. That's it. Doesn't have to be fully filed. What step of the process you spend the most time on? Like I said, bro, don't focus on like what am I going to spend the most time on. You just follow the steps. So if I were to give you a whole checklist on what to do, you focus your time on each one of those things. You start doing product research. Once you find a product, you make sure that, or you start contacting manufacturers. Everybody is going to be different. Like me, product research is a breeze. Some people sit there and spend weeks and weeks and weeks doing product research. So it's not really like a time allocation. Now, once you launch, all of your energy should be focused on like a good launch strategy, learning PPC ads, getting reviews for your product, trying to organically rank. But it's not like, yeah, I don't think that should be the question on like, what am I going to spend the most time on? Because everybody's journey is going to be different. What's the answer to that? Wow, what? These days, Stallion is not working from Canada for FBA. Any advice? Stallion? Don't know what you're referring to, brother. Let's go. I don't know why this feels like a weird live today, but anyways, y'all make sure to go show some love to my last few videos. Posted some gems today. Last video is another reviewing Amazon FBA sellers video showing somebody showing a good product allegedly to sell, and I debunk it. Second to last video is a stitch of somebody else's video who's sometimes comes into the live, but just talking about the reality of selling on Amazon. Third to last video, why I avoid these product markets on Amazon. And fourth to last video, what a good product market looks like when selling on Amazon. My account got lifted from Section 3 review. During that time, I wasn't able to run ads. Are you familiar with this? Why did you get hit with Section 3? I am familiar with it. Hello, I just got my account back after deactivation. I am ready for FBA. How can you help me? Watch my free content. Ask questions in this live. Are any of your products on page 2, or have you gotten all your products to page 1? All of my scaled products are on page 1. The only products that are not on page 1 are currently not live on Amazon. But that's my main focus when I do launch a product, is getting them to page 1. If you're not on page 1, you're going to be more reliant on PPC ads. If you're more reliant on PPC ads, then it's going to be rough. For a false counterfeit claim, my ad still isn't working. I just got it lifted today. Contact support 7. Let them know. Or maybe, unless in the email that they sent you where they reinstated your account, that they told you that all things would be back up and running within 24 hours, then I would wait 24 hours. I just went through something like that, had a product that got flagged by Amazon for, I wouldn't say like false claims, but Amazon was trying to say something that it's not, created a case. This was actually a very smooth process. Amazon fixed it pretty fast. They reinstated the listing, but the listing wasn't reinstated for like another 12 hours after I got that original email. Lost, thank you for sharing the live. What's good, my guy? Always good to see you. Let's get it going. One thing I do want to talk about while we're waiting on more questions, the second to last video that I posted on Amazon. Like I said in that video, I didn't say it on live yet. Dude, I made that video about technically a stitch of his video. I think he's super cool. I think he's a hustler. I didn't make that video to like nitpick or anything, but I made it for the reason of like, most people don't do Amazon the right way. There's too many people who think that I'm going to launch a product on Amazon, and all of the work that I did before launching is selling mouth tape allowed if you sell it properly. No, it's a prohibited product on Amazon. You will always run the risk of that product getting banned. Hello, what up, Monk? But yeah, a lot of people think that all of the work that they did leading up to their product launch is enough work for them to be successful on Amazon, when in reality, that's not the case. It's the work that you do after you launch your product. How I always describe it is like doing product research, contacting manufacturers, getting your product shipped, getting your first version of your listing created. All of that is the preparation for the race or the game. When you actually launch your product, that's when the race starts. That's when the football or baseball or whatever game actually commences. Everything else was your practice to get you to the game. A lot of new sellers, I should say, especially because of social media, have this in reverse. Oh, I put in the work, so now I'm entitled to making sales on Amazon. Amazon ads don't work. Amazon, there's no good products to sell on Amazon. No. It's just that you're not launching the product properly on Amazon. So the biggest piece of advice is make sure that you have that mindset. Thanks for mentoring us, of course. I just got wrecked running ads. Again, that's literally what I'm saying right now, 7. If you lost money on your PPC ads, that would be having the mindset of, I have a good product, the numbers look good, I think my listing is good, I'm going to launch it, I'm going to keep running ads, and then you lose a bunch of money on ads, thinking that all of that other stuff was supposed to make it successful, when in reality, once you launch and start collecting data, the things that you do after that is what makes it successful. Exactly what Monk said right here. He said conversion, right? I might as well get a tattoo right here that says increase your conversion, because I talk about it so much in the live. And go watch my second to last video, 7. I show an example right there of what the difference is when you have a good conversion rate versus when you don't have a good conversion rate. Yes, if you have a bad conversion rate, 10 times out of 10, you will get wrecked on ads. I even just heard a video of this lady who runs a pretty large ad agency, and the guy interviewing her was like, what is the biggest tip that you have on PPC ads? And she's like, PPC is there to drive traffic. She almost gave a similar analogy to my billboard analogy. And she's like, it's just there to drive traffic. People think that like that's what's going to make people click buy, but your PPC ads don't make people click buy on your product. Your product listing, your reviews, your price, that's what makes people click buy. Do you recommend FBA or FBM? FBA, I would never do FBM. It's not worth it in my opinion. Alex, thank you for sharing the live, bro. What tool do you use to know which products are good to sell? I use Helium 10, maybe not for long. Helium 10 actually pissed me off today, like their team, not the software itself. I'm a little bit fed up with them, and it sucks that they have, in my opinion, one of the best product research tools. But I am about to get on a call on Wednesday, another call, because I've talked to a bunch of different software companies. None of them end up being what I want or is good. But yeah, I am going to talk to another software company on Wednesday to see, and if it's as good as Helium 10, then I will switch over. Although I think Helium 10 is the best software at this moment, my prediction is in the next 10 years, they will not be one of the top 10 or not top 3 softwares for private label. I say that because they kind of nuked their own business. No, not Jungle Scout. If all else fails, maybe Jungle Scout. But I do like Helium 10's data better. And so we'll see. We'll see how this call on Wednesday goes. I don't really want to promote anybody that I haven't personally used yet. But yeah, Helium 10 just on the back end, like for you guys as sellers, it's great. But for like the people who help them build their business, which is people like me who always talk about it, like Helium 10 was built on and this is a good lesson in business. Like don't break or don't try to fix something that's not broken. Don't, there's certain phrases that I can't say on TikTok. Don't pew yourself in the foot trying to penny pinch. Like Helium 10 was a company, it would be almost like this. You built a company off of influencers promoting your product. And then all of a sudden you tell all of your influencers, like, we don't need you anymore. We're successful. Like you may have gone like this and then get up here, but then at some point you're going to start going down. And that is what I foresee for Helium 10 in the within the next 5 to 10 years. Helium 10, if you're watching this YT recording, fix your stuff. I think it's okay to fail a few times until one makes it. I do agree with that. There's nothing wrong with failing. What's going to happen if you fail? Okay, you lose some money. Can you make that money back? Okay, people know that you failed. Who cares what people think? But then if you get one that hits, it's game over. Is reverse engineering when it comes to private label good? What do you mean by that, 7? Reverse engineering what? Do you recommend using 2 to 3 softwares instead of one only? No, you don't need this big software stack to sell on Amazon, Monk. You could get away with just having one good software. I actually did get on a call with a software company, and I technically have like full access and stuff to their software, and it's good. It just doesn't do the thing. Like if it did one different thing, I would be using them instead of Helium 10, but it doesn't do what I need it to for certain aspects. But you don't need all like 20 different softwares. You just need one. A lot of companies I know general have been penny pinching in recent times. turns more customers away, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I learned this from my cousin early. Like, don't penny pinch in business. Don't penny pinch in life in general. And when you start focusing on the pennies, you start lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of money on the ground, and you're sitting there focusing on just picking up the pennies. You're missing out on all the dollars, all the fives, all the tens, all the 50s. So, yeah, nobody wants a penny pinch in business. Like, pay the extra 50 cents or dollar for better packaging. Pay the extra dollar for a better quality product. Because when you're not penny pinching, you don't end up leaving a bunch of money on the table on the back end. And that translates, like I said, to your Amazon product. I've seen where people are like, oh, but the better quality product is a dollar more expensive, and I don't want it to affect my margins. And then they launch a bad quality product, and then they get hit with a bunch of bad reviews. It's like, you should have spent the extra dollar. What was it going to do? Decrease your profit margin by 3%? Yes, we need to add value compared to competitors. 100%, bro. I'm just going to make my own helium-10. And I'll do things. And that's kind of like how I've started like certain businesses, is like, you see people not doing things that they should, and then you come in. It's exactly what you should be doing on Amazon. Why you ignore my question? That's the only thing that I've seen from you. I go line by line on every question, so I'm not. But that's exactly what I do on Amazon. I look at what my competitors are doing, and then I make it better. Logan, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Chips, if you asked the question and it didn't pop up, try asking it a different way. How do you start selling? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a potential product to sell. That's true. Digital software makes good money too. Yeah, digital products are cool. A lot of times it's like, yeah, what is the software? Well, even though I just went on a rant about them, Helium-10 is one. There's also Jungle Scout. What insurance company do you recommend? Almost every insurance company will offer liability insurance. I don't really have one that I recommend, just the one that gives you the best policy and the best rate. How much did you start off back then, if you don't mind? $4,900. $3,900 of that was for cost of goods and shipping. Bro, I have $10K to invest on FBA. Bought 3 products, and it's taken over a month for Amazon to fill, waiting on a sale. Well, don't wait on a sale. You got to be doing things to get the sale. What business model are you doing? Are you selling brand name products, or did you launch your own? How many products do most good sellers have, in your opinion? I don't think there's a number. I've seen people who, like, you always want to expand on your product brand name. Oh yeah, bro. I mean, you're at the mercy of winning the buy box. So one of the reasons why I don't like that business model. But I don't do that business model, Cretan. I create my own brands. I do private label chips. Wholesale is not worth my time. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a garbage business model. And that's just my own harsh opinion. Obviously, people make money with wholesale, but just not for me. But sorry, back to, where was that question? Georgios. So I've seen people who have like one really, really solid product that changes everything for them, but it's always good to expand on your product line. I mean, I have 50 plus products. There was somebody in my live who had like 700 plus SKUs. So everybody is going to be different, and it really depends on the success that you have with those products and brands. Will, thank you for the follow. Alex says wholesale is the best. Yes, bro. In an alternate universe, where everything is backwards, wholesale is the best. To start though, they said it was the quickest private label FBA question mark. I do private label. Something tells me that the people who told you it was the quickest were doing wholesale, Cretan. It's the same amount of time. Actually, no, I will say that. I will give them that. I think it takes a little bit longer because I have to get the products manufactured and shipped from overseas. But does quickest mean the best? And kind of like you're sitting with right now, you've been waiting a month just for the stuff to get checked in and stuff. Like I would have had product shipped from China by then. Are you FBA or FBM? FBA all day, every day. All 50 products are in one brand? Nah. They're spread across different brands. Austin, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Yes, you can do FBA private label. After 20 to 30 products, how do you manage inventory control? Is there a software for that? You could set inventory alerts. It's really not that hard, to be honest. You can also get a VA for a few bucks an hour. They're not even going to work that much. Probably spend like 20 bucks a week, 20 bucks a month or a week. I don't know. But yeah. And there, softwares you can input, like link your Amazon account, and they'll tell you when you should probably reorder inventory. And then after a while, you're going to get a pretty good grasp on it. Like when, to reorder inventory. Is wholesale the same thing as brand direct? I only know about arbitrage and private label. I hear the term brand direct, but I'm not too sure, Will. Yo, dude, what are you about? Sell products on Amazon. Sorry, I thought of something funny in my head. I was going to give a smart ass response, but yeah, I sell products on Amazon, bro. Have you ever changed the product sourcing for better quality in a specific category? Yes. You have multiple brands in one account? No, I have multiple allegedly accounts. Do you split your inventory from manufacturer into multiple Amazon warehouse locations? Yeah, I do the Amazon optimized shipment option, so I don't have to pay the inbound placement fee. It's usually cheaper for on the shipping side as well when I do that. Is Amazon better than eBay? Yes, by a long shot. They're different games, so it's hard to compare them, Bo. Do you sell on any other platforms beside Amazon? Yeah, I sell on pretty much all the major platforms. TikTok Shop, we have our own Shopify site, and Walmart Online. But yeah, going back to that other question, eBay and Amazon are just completely different. How many locations? It's 5 locations. Are multiple brands in one account possible? Yes, they are. Why do you spread it out? Well, because we're building brands that we're going to go on to exit one day. So you're not going to mix all of those in one account and then also have different business partners for some of the brands and then some brands that only I own. Is Shopify for $30 a month worth it? I mean, if you're going to sell products on Shopify, not about if the $30 is worth it, is are you trying to launch a Shopify site? But you're not going to just start a Shopify site or an Amazon account and then all of a sudden just magically get sales. You got to do things to get those sales. How supportive was your family when you first started? Mom and cousins who were my mentors were my cousins. They were extremely supportive. I had a couple other cousins who were supportive. Everybody else can see. I don't know why I'm in this mood today. I was gonna say something silly, but I don't necessarily mean it, but I'll say it anyways. Everybody else at that time, I love my family, can kiss my rear end. Nobody believed that I was going to do this. There were so many people who doubted and just said a bunch of nonsense to me. More so, like I didn't have people like directly like talking smack on me, but like there were people who doubted me. There was people after I started finding success on Amazon who were were telling me you should go to college to have a backup plan. Yo, hold on, I have to pause this. Seller Central, bro, I'm gonna call you out again on the live. You've been ducking me. You never messaged me. Win private label versus arbitrage debate. We got people up in the live, and I have to call you out, bro. Win private label arbitrage debate. I've been waiting. You say you're going to message me and lock in a time, and then you don't message me. He's a creator / Amazon arbitrage seller who's in the live right now. Seller Central, boys. Cool dude, but he's ducking me on these lives. So let me know, bro. I'm waiting. Everybody's waiting. Everybody wants the debate. It'll be on TikTok. It'll be recorded on YT so we can have it on the record. When is the debate? I know you hear me, so I'm expecting when I get off TikTok live to have a message from you on TikTok letting me know a date and a time for when we're doing the debate. I'm waiting, dog. Everybody's waiting. I talk about this not with you, not necessarily you directly, but I talk about this all the time on live, that nobody wants to debate me about this. I'll leave it at that. We'll get back to questions. What up, Jack? Shopify plus TikTok plus Amazon goated combo. 100% agree, Jack. Do you need a website or can you use a Shopify local page? I mean, you want your own website if you have a brand. Can you buy a house in cash from this? Can I, or generally can you? Like if you become successful, yeah, you can buy a house in cash. Not that I would ever buy a house in cash. I think that would be silly. Very silly, actually. But yes, you can buy, theoretically, if you're successful in any business, you can buy a house in cash. Is it guaranteed? No. Can I buy a house in cash? Yes. Would I ever buy a house in cash? No. I actually would never even buy a house. I'm a renter all day, every day. I don't believe in buying a house to live in. I think it's not for me. Real estate to make money on, rent the house. What up, Luke? What up, Ayon? Dang, son. Popped into the live. Didn't say anything. That's wild. I'm disappointed. How long brand registration will take to do registration with law firm? AMZ refers. I mean, to actually have the trademark filed could be up to a year, but you can file for brand registry with a pending trademark Do you use your own freight forwarder to save on shipping instead of using manufacturer to ship? Yes, I actually created my own freight forwarder and they beat everybody's freight forwarder. There's literally an Amazon seller who makes TikTok content. He's not like a big creator or anything. And he had hit me up about my freight forwarding company. Dude has done like $13 million in sales on Amazon. So he's been in the game. He knows how to get quotes and stuff. And he hit me up about my freight forwarder, and I had given him a quote. He wouldn't have been able to use that quote. Only my students can use it. But he was just like, hey, I want to see because maybe I'll join your program. So gave him a quote, messages me back. He's like, bro, that's the best quote that I've gotten on DDP shipping. Answered that. I got a question for you. What's popping? Called out officially. Been officially called out for a few times, bro. I went into his live one time and told him, when are we doing it? He told me he'd message me. He's a cool dude. I got nothing against him. But nobody wants to debate me. Why do you think none of the arbitrage and wholesale sellers want to have a debate with me? I wonder why. If you were to put misspellings in your backend, would you put it through Frankenstein as well? There's no reason to put it into What do you mean by that, Aeon? Why would you need to put it in the Frankenstein tool if they were in your backend, if you were already putting them in there? You have multiple companies for multiple accounts / brands. Yes. How much is your program? It ranges. I always tell people to hop on a call with my team because at the end of the day, we'll create a package that works for you, but ranges from 3 to 5K. But don't think that's like something just know that you should hop on a call with the team because we can help create a package that works for you. From where should I start? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software. Find a product to sell. So I could use your freight forwarder potentially if I'm a student. Not potentially, you 100% could use my freight forwarder if you were a student. Is Amazon's Choice badge just as hard to attain as the Bestsellers badge? No, it's easier. Bestsellers badge is the golden standard on Amazon. True inflation too. Are you talking about the program stuff? It's because of what I've built. Like if you guys literally just wanted the course curriculum, I don't even like calling it course. I don't like the C word. But if you guys just wanted the curriculum, like my video guides, it would be way less than that. We offer that package too. Hence why I tell people hop on a call with the team. But I've built things out that like most people wouldn't dream about building in a program. One of my students saved $6,000 just by using, I always like to use him because he's just the one who told me like a big number recently, but students have saved across the board using the freight forwarder. So it's like, let's pretend that it was like let's pretend 3K, but then you use the freight forwarder and you save 6K on shipping. Like you just paid back double the program just for using the freight forwarder. You just buy stuff from China and sell it on Amazon. To an extent, it's a little bit more in depth than that. Does launching a product on specific date help with listings? No, doesn't matter. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter. If you launch on a holiday, it might be a little bit slow, but alrighty. Let's do this. Feel free to keep asking questions if y'all have some, but I will reach out before I ship. Thanks. Sounds good. All right. Shameless plug. So if you want to see how to get access to that freight forwarder and all of the things that I've built, No, I don't like consumables. I wish I would have used the new freight forwarder. SK, all good. You still probably got a really good rate, but yes, for future shipments, definitely use the new freight forwarder and how we restructured it, because it's literally night and day difference. It's going to be way, 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 way better. I'm always trying. You already know, SK. I'm always trying to improve things for the students, for all of you. Regardless, you still probably beat like 80% of, probably 90% of rates out there. But with the new freight forwarder or the new improvements and upgrades that we made to it, you would beat the current rate that you got. So to be like SK or Alex, who are both in the live, and be in the AMZ Masterclass mentorship, and to get all of these things that are included, this is why I don't call it a course. This would be a course, just this. But we include all of these different things, all of these services that I've built out for my students. And to get access to it, you'd click yes, I want to apply. Oh, bro, I'm not into cars, Monk. Go check out my travel channel. My money flex is all the traveling I do. I just drive a regular person car. You'd go through this quick little application right here. I was even talking to my business partner about it. So fill it out actually properly. Don't do what I'm doing, because it'll help my onboarding coach be able to actually analyze and assess your questions and create a unique plan for your unique situation. Hide this next part so I don't dox my phone number and name. But yeah, I was talking to my business partner, and he does probably like 5 times more profit than I do every single year. We started an Amazon business together recently, but his main thing is real estate. So real quick, I'll finish that thought after this. How long do we have access to your team after the program? So this is, you don't just have, I don't proxy y'all. Oh, what the heck? Something's wrong with our calendar. This is definitely not correct. But anyways, you would select a date and time. All of these slots, this is definitely a glitch, but you would select a date and time, hop on a call with the team. My onboarding coach, Adam, will be able to answer any questions that y'all have about the program and get you set up. So I'll go back to both of your things, Monk. I'll answer this, and then I'll go back to the card thing. I don't proxy you off to a coach. You have direct access to me. I will be your mentor. Like, people want to learn from me, so you're going to learn from me. You're not going to learn from somebody else. I think that's silly. We do have coaches, but you can always come and ask me questions. I'm always the one doing our group coaching calls, all of that stuff. And it's lifetime access. Let me get to Aeons. If you have misspellings, common words, would you put it through Frankenstein for the back end? There's no reason that you need to put it on the Frankenstein. You would just put it in your search terms, Aeon. I need to send this to the team because this needs to get fixed. Thank you. I will join once I have enough time to start. Nice. Remember, you always have enough time to start. I started this business model working 12 hours a day, trying to save up enough money to actually start the business. Going back to the car, my business partner does like 5 times more profit than I do every year. He makes the majority of his revenue in real estate. Even him and I were talking about like living more conservatively. Just because you have it doesn't mean you have to get it. And he was like, honestly, bro, like, I know you were looking at a car back in the day, but he's like, I don't think it fits your personality to be to do the whole like social media flexing with a car and look at this money, blah, 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 blah. J Money, thank you for the follow. Would you put dog chew right in your search terms? But I don't know why the Frankenstein tool is irrelevant to what you're asking, Aeon. Yes, you can put misspellings in your back end, but the Frankenstein tool is irrelevant. What's the longest it's taking you to get a product on page 2 or 1? Like 2 to 3 months. It's better to enjoy life and travel, in my opinion. I 100% agree. Make sure to check out Luke Basha Travels. Y'all, make sure to go show some love to my last few TikTok videos. And if you did want to have me as your personal mentor, have access to me along your entire Amazon journey and all of the resources that I built for my students, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. Have a blessed night, everybody, and I will see y'all soon.